Hi guys, it's Liz here, and I am back with another daily dose of guidance. You'll notice that I'm back in my usual setup. This I found just works better for me anyways. So yeah, so let's just get into it. So my intention is to start with the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. And we also have the soul coaching cards and the Archangel Metatron cards off to the side just in case. Okay. Oh, right away. Just, wow. Okay, cool. Let's just get right into it. Ooh, we got a couple here. I think we had this. Did we have this before? I'm not sure. So we have woman holding a heart. You see that? Okay. And the thinking woman. Okay. So we definitely have the feminine energy going on here, for sure. So we're tapping into that feminine energy. Now, I'm also seeing a balance here between the mind, okay, and the heart. So the third eye and crown chakras, okay, up in here, okay, and the heart chakra. So I'm seeing a balance because they did come upright. So I'm seeing a balance here. And so I'll tap into the message a little more here, but just to also mention, if you're not super familiar maybe with the chakras or with spiritual ascension, okay, typically what happens is when we ascend, if we are able to ascend all the way up into this crown chakra, okay, once we get we aren't able to stay here because we do live in an earthly plane. Okay, we can't be up here. If we're always up here, then we have an imbalance. Okay, so because we do, even though we're souls living in a physical, because we're souls living in a physical body, okay, we have to also reside here on the earthly plane. And so we can't stay here. So we're asked to come down into the heart chakra because it is the bridge between the physical world and the spiritual world. Okay, so we have that healthy balance when we're in the heart chakra. Okay, so we don't just stay here. If we're ascending up, we don't just stay here. Okay, we still need to come up into here. Okay, up into that crown chakra and into unity and divine wisdom, and then we come back down and we reside in the heart chakra. So there's this healthy flow, okay, from the root chakra, which is purely earthly plane, okay, and the crown chakra, which is the spiritual plane, okay, the causal body. It's connected to that causal body, okay? And so we don't just go from root chakra to heart chakra and then stop, okay, because then we're going to have all kinds of issues happening up in here, okay? So we come up in here, and then we come back down and reside here, where we have this balance between the physical and the spiritual planes, okay? So let's see. Okay, so I'm seeing on the cards here, we have, on both of these cards, we have butterfly, and butterfly is a symbol of transformation, okay? So I'm probably going to pull some more cards here, but I'm feeling like right now what I'm tapping into is that transformation energy. So we're moving from cocoon, right? So we had the caterpillar, we're in the cocoon, okay, and now I feel like we're busting out as the butterfly. Okay, so we're transformed. Okay, this is also a sign of transmutation. Okay. This can also be a sign of liberation. Okay. So let's see. I want to do a little bit more. We're going to tap into those Archangel Metatron cards to get a little bit more here, but just as I'm tapped in here, what I'm feeling like is, although this is a balance, okay, from going from crown chakra and residing down into the heart chakra, okay, I feel like this is the work that we're in that ascension energy, okay? So we're coming into that crown chakra, okay? And maybe we're coming down. I know that we're up in here, and I think the transformation, oh, we got a notification. We know what that means. We're into something, okay? So we're up in here, okay? This is where we kind of, the butterfly comes out, okay? Because this is where we have we have full awareness, okay? That divine consciousness up in here, okay? So it's that, the thousand petaled lotus, okay, of the crown chakra. So we bust it out. We're the butterfly now. The butterfly is busted open, okay? And now part of that transmutation energy is coming down and residing in that heart chakra, okay? So look for, or just be aware of any insights that are going to come through for you today. And energy shifts, okay? Pay attention to that divine wisdom. Yesterday we had, was it yesterday? Or maybe it was the day before. It might have been the day before, where we were asked to really tap into our intuition. I feel like that's connected, okay? So pay attention to your intuition and those psychic abilities. Let's see what else. So let's see if we can get a little more clarity, okay? Right, around specifics. Okay, so we really want to get specific. Here we go. Okay, so we have passion, which again, passion is really about the sacral chakra, but when we're looking at this heart that's kind of on fire, so that makes me think heart chakra. But on the side here it says love for life. Okay, again, this is also the sacral chakra, that the lower plane energies, okay, because the earthly planes, or the lower planes, okay, are your root chakra, your sacral, and your solar plexus chakra. And then you come into the bridge, the balance here in the heart chakra. And then from there, it's all upper chakras, okay? So the lower chakras are very earth-based. We're very concerned with safety, security, money, sex in the sacral chakra. And this is also where you find passion, creativity, flow, okay, very feminine energies. And then you have your solar plexus chakra, which is power, will, confidence, knowing, coming into the ego, okay? So, and the ego has, like everything else, has its helpful and harmful aspects. So you can come into the harmful aspects of the ego, which is what most people think when they think of the ego, but there's also helpful aspects of the ego. And the ego is really how we perceive ourself, okay? So with this particular card, though, this is speaking into having a passion for life, and that is really sacral chakra energy, okay? So I'm feeling like maybe there's this, so we're so up in here, right, in that crown chakra, in the higher planes, okay? But we need to also have, what's the word I want to look for here? We want to also, there needs to be a balance, right? So there needs to be a balance between being up in this crown chakra and the spiritual plane, and the root chakra, which is the physical earthly plane, okay? And being grounded, okay? So with this sacral chakra energy, I feel like how do I want to say this? Or how does the angels and guides want to say this, rather? Let's feel into that. I know what I want to say, but I want to see how they want to say it. Okay, so something to the effect of when we're so up in here, and especially if there's an imbalance, we're so up in the crown chakra that we've sort of disregarded the physical plane. Okay, that tells me that there's an imbalance in the crown chakra when we've disregarded our want or need for the physical plane. Okay, and so with this passion for life, okay, this is also letting me know that we need to cultivate that passion for being on the earthly plane instead of disregarding it and being like, oh, I don't want to be a part of the earthly plane. Okay, I don't want to have to be concerned with things like money, sex, power, any of that stuff. We're too focused in on maybe the harmful aspects of being in the lower plane, or just completely disregarding them, the positives and the negatives, right? So we're being asked to enjoy the earthly plane instead of just, now see, we got another notification. Okay, so we're really onto something here. So we really want to come in, again, we can be up in here, but we also want to come down and have balance here. And by having balance here, we need to also tap into that sacral chakra energy of having a passion for living life on this earthly plane, instead of just feeling like, homesick, which we can have when we have that imbalance up in the crown chakra, feeling like, I'm homesick for being in, the spiritual plane. Some might call it heaven, okay, whatever your word is for it, for being up in that divine wisdom and consciousness, okay. We feel homesick, okay, and so we're being asked to enjoy the earthly plane, okay. We are here for a reason, okay. We incarnated by choice. We wanted to be here, and we wanted to be here for a reason, and so we're being asked to really enjoy the time we have on this physical plane, okay, instead of really just disregarding it completely, or getting lost and feeling homesick, or not seeing a reason for being on the earthly plane, okay. So we're really tapping into the energies of passion today, and having a passion for living life. So what does that look like for you? What does having a passion for, what do you have a passion for on this plane? So let's see. So if you were, let's say you were in the spiritual plane, what might you miss about being on the physical plane? What brought you passion? What brought you joy while you were here? Okay? And then take that and really run with it. Really cultivate more of that. Okay, we don't want to have an attachment. That's not what we're looking for here. We're not getting attached to the earthly plane. We're simply enjoying the experience of being on the earthly plane that we otherwise would not be able to, because we were in a spiritual plane, right? So physically, say hi, Luna. So physically, okay, here's an example. If I was on the spiritual plane and my beloved Luna was on the physical plane, I wouldn't be able to like hug her and feel her the same way, right? I might be able to tap into her energy and still communicate with her, because she can, she's tapped in. All animals are. They're tapped into that spiritual plane. They see things we don't. And they hear things and they experience things that we don't. They're very tapped in, okay? But I might not be able to, pick her up and squish her and love her the way I, in my physical essence, right? That I couldn't, that I can do, rather, in a physical body. Because we're both on the physical plane, we can enjoy each other, on a physical level, on being able to physically touch each other and feel each other's, physical warmth, and our, the skin and her fur, and, all of that. So just as an example, right? So again, on that spiritual plane, we might not be able to, physically enjoy sex, right? So, that's a pleasure, right? There's nothing wrong with pleasure. That's all that sacral chakra energy, okay? Pleasure is a-okay, and it doesn't necessarily have to be sexual pleasure. Anything that brings you a sense of pleasure, okay, that's what you're going to find on this physical plane. So that could be sex, that could be food, okay, that can be any kind of touch, right? Even just hugging, hugging my kitty, that brings me pleasure, right? Being able to hug, anything like that. So what is it that you enjoy? What brings you pleasure? What gives you passion, right? What brings you joy? Being on this physical plane that you wouldn't be able to on the spiritual plane. Okay, it's a very different way of experiencing when you're in the spiritual plane versus the physical. Okay, let's see what else. Just tapping in, seeing if there's anything else that wants to come through. No, I feel like that's it. So if this is something that you want to talk more about, or you maybe need a little help around, okay, you can go ahead and DM me, email me, spirituallycharged@gmail.com. I am a spiritual life coach, advanced angel therapist, and Reiki master. So if you need any help with this, or if you want to talk more about it, give me a shout. Okay. And there's another one. Haha. You can't, you maybe because you don't need to, but if it brings you pleasure, you can take a bath on the physical plane. Taking a bath, right? All those wonderful scents and feeling clean. I'm just saying. Okay, so I'll stop there. But that is your message for today, beautiful soul. I hope you found it helpful, and I will see you tomorrow with another daily dose of guidance.